Business Bites. Go further and grow stronger with InvestNI. Join local businesses generating billions, exporting to Europe. Check your export readiness with InvestNI's free online export health check. Business Bites with InvestNI.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Bites, where we talk to local entrepreneurs and delve into the world of local business right here in Northern Ireland. It's a great pleasure that we have our guest this week is Andrew Kelly from Eightyfive90.com. Andrew, welcome to Business Bites.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Good to have you. Well, as always, we love to know about the journey to entrepreneur. Everybody's journey is very, very different, Andrew. So let us know a little bit about who Andrew Kelly is and how your journey started.
Okay, my journey is, I would say, quite recent. My company is only 4 years old now. I went self-employed 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, so it was very much a shock to the system, so it was. But to be honest, the plans had been in place since the summer of 2019, and I just knew then that I had sort of served my time. I'd done 10 years by that stage in PR and marketing and comms, and I just knew I wanted to be my own boss, work with my clients. And, you know, I've always wanted to be a business owner. And from then, the wheels were just in motion. And yeah, the pandemic just sort of came at the wrong time. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, so it is. So I always say the pandemic was probably the best thing that could have happened in my business. And people look at me and think I'm crazy for saying that. But it really allowed me to focus the business, look at where I wanted the business to go and how we got there. And really, that was a pivotal moment in the business because we really sort of changed direction in terms of what we were doing and who we were working with then at that stage.
And I think a lot of people during that time kind of did take a step back and, you know, self-reflect not only on their own lives, but their career paths. And so many people, you know, started businesses, I suppose, during that time. Very daunting time, but you came through it 4 years later. And, well, Eightyfive90.com was created. Let us know a little bit about the company.
Yeah, so initially the business started out as just a purely a videography business because that was my background for the previous few years. But then again, when lockdown happened, it gave me a chance to sort of speak to businesses and look at what their needs really were and how I could provide a solution for them. So it became clear there was more than just a video need there. People were needing photography done. They were needing guidance on branding and workshops and really a bit of direction. So it was more going from just delivering one service to almost a handheld service and helping them through that period. So instead of just giving them a product and disappearing, it was almost leading them through how they could use that product and get the maximum benefit from their marketing investment. So it really was a time to sort of focus on building out those offerings, and it probably accelerated the plans of the business. I'd say 5 to 6 years of what I had actually planned. So we ended up what I call with a product life cycle. So people come to us with a problem or sort of a plan, or sometimes not a plan at all, and we help build that out, and then we create the content for them, teach them how to use the content if they need that, and then sort of lead them into that scary world of digital marketing for them then to use that content.
Like, you will know, setting up your own business and not being part of a big team paid by someone else, that it's me, myself, and I as a startup. And you have to be all things in that business. You have to be the strategist, you have to be the banker, the accountant, and now, most overwhelmingly, you have to be that marketer, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think a lot of people look at me and the business and think I'm some amazing marketer, but sometimes, you know, I look and I haven't posted on our business pages in a couple of days, and it's hard. Like you say, you have to juggle many hats. I always say to people, you know, you're the camera guy, you're the editor, you're the finance person, and it's a lot to take on board yourself. So it is. But yeah, I think that's just the way the world is now. Going into a working world, you can't just focus on one skill set. You know, you sort of have to have a bit of everything nowadays, and it's not really good enough in the world of work now just to have one sort of skill. You know, you have to be able to learn and upskill and be willing to develop those traits that companies now need.
And in your line of work, of course, you get to be in contact with, work with so many different brands, so many different companies. And I believe Miss Universe is one of them too.
Yeah, so when people say that to me, it's still a bit of a pinch me moment. So it is. So that came about probably about 2 years ago now, and I actually thought I was being catfished. Whenever this came about. It was all through Instagram, and I was just replying to a couple of messages one night, and I noticed I had a request from someone. I was in a hidden folder, and I sort of looked at it, and the photo was of a supermodel basically, and I thought this definitely is dodgy. So I was going to delete the message, and then I looked, and the profile had a blue tick and a verification on it. So curiosity got the better of me, opened the message, and there was the former CEO now of Miss Universe Ireland, and she just sort of messaged saying that one of the girls that had been the holder of that title a couple of years ago actually is a mutual friend and had recommended me, and she was interested in would I do some work for them. So we ended up jumping on a call together. It was sort of a bit surreal. She was in New York and I was in Mollusk, and again, I was still like, I can't really believe this is happening kind of thing. So we ended up doing maybe 2, 3 projects now for Miss Universe Ireland. So it's on a bit of a hiatus at the minute. But we still maintain a really good working relationship with a lot of those people. And yeah, to have a brand like that that we've worked with is incredible. We recorded and shot footage that was used at one of the Miss Universe competitions. So 55 million people watched that competition on average. So having that many eyeballs on your work, it's a real kudos and something we're super proud of.
It absolutely is. Mollusk today, New York tomorrow. Who knows where you could end up next, Andrew? So we talk about digital auditing and doing a digital dive. What is that for businesses watching and for anyone watching today that they might want to consider doing?
Yeah, so Digital Dive was probably the second or third product that we came up with, because whenever we were meeting with businesses, unfortunately, there's businesses out there who thought they were doing really great stuff on social media and on their website. And when you sort of laid it out to them that actually what they were doing wasn't right, it seemed like a bit of a shock to the system. So what we offer now is basically looking at a company's website and digital pages and putting together a two-pager on, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly, as we call it. Now, a lot of the time, businesses are doing good stuff, but again, they just need a little direction on where they should be focusing and how they should be doing that. Quite often, we find businesses are on every single social media platform possible, and a lot of the time, those channels haven't been updated in a couple of years. And when you really probe them into why they're on every channel, it's because the company that's down the road from them, that's their competitor, is on every channel. They don't really know why they're doing it, and often it tends to be the marketing intern that's maybe come in for 12 months, has the passwords to all the accountants and has left, and now no one can get in them. So there's a lot of the basic stuff being done wrong, never mind the actual content side of things. So the digital dive really is quite eye-opening for companies, and obviously the outcome of that is that we then go into the business and provide the content which they really need, and then the training to really get the best out of it.
So for businesses watching today who really are embarking on this digital journey for their company, what advice would you give them? Where to start first and where to aim to go to?
Yeah, I think the best place, and it's always the first question I ask companies that come to me, is why are we doing this in the first place? And again, it's back to that point. A lot of companies will say because our competitors are doing it, but just because your competitors are doing it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it, is the thing. You have to look outside the box sometimes and almost do the opposite of what your competitors are doing. And I think especially when you're speaking to family businesses, there's still a lot of fear there around social media. And I get that because, people are scared of saying something wrong or posting something wrong and offending people. But these people tend to still think along the lines of, people are just walking in the door for referrals, or, they're just known for being a good business. And while that may still be true of a lot of businesses, it's really not where businesses are going nowadays. And that's not how you're going to grow a business, really. So I think the first thing is to know why you're doing it in the first place, and two, not to be scared to delve into it and take time and research, these different platforms and the types of content on it, and really what can come of it, because there's some amazing success stories of local companies in particular having really great social media and sales taking off and business growth. And it's really something we shouldn't be fearing. It's really something to embrace for businesses moving forward.
Absolutely. So what does 2024 look like for 80590.com?
Well, it's hopefully more growth. With the pandemic, we really only got sort of 3 months in our first year where we could actually do work. And then the last couple of months there, we've reached our 150 client milestone as well. So breaking it down, we've averaged 50 clients a year, so nearly one new client a week, which is amazing growth, considering what we've been through. So, we want to maintain that. We want to keep doing a great job for our clients, but keep bringing in new clients and bringing fresh ideas to clients. So 80% of our work would be in the corporate market, 20% commercial work. So again, we're looking to sort of tap into more commercial work here. I think there is certainly opportunities in the south of Ireland to be doing a lot more. We talk to companies all the time, and one of the main challenges is sort of pricing, and I think we're very competitive in the north compared to the south. So certainly there's more room for growth there. So certainly maintaining our products. We're very happy with the services we offer. We're more than happy with our client base at the minute, and we have a 98% client retention rate as well. So we want to just keep going and keep building that business and keep doing what we're doing.
Well, we wish you all the success for 2024. Andrew Kelly, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Andrew Kelly from Eightyfive90.com. And well, thank you for watching us. We'll be back with another episode. We'll see you next time.
Business Bites. Go further and grow stronger with InvestNI. Join local businesses generating billions, exporting to Europe. Check your export readiness with InvestNI's free online export health check. Business Bites with InvestNI.